one of my personal favorites, K-2SO. I think he's one of the best droids in the Star Wars universe. Let's get him built. I do have kind of a bent little sticker piece here. It doesn't look too bad, hoping that it won't mess up any of the stickers when they get pulled off. I have not built a Star Wars set in a bit. There were so many other sets that I was kind of working on. So I didn't realize how excited I was to be able to get back into building a Star Wars set until I opened the box, poured it out, and I was like, oh my goodness. It's about time. All right, let me see here. When my husband and I first started collecting Legos again, after we got married, I mean, I had them as a kid. I didn't have the ability to have very many. I absolutely loved them so much. And then after Matt and I got married, we kind of got back into them. I think that he hadn't been collecting them for a while, and I still had such a love for them. So then that kind of re-sparked his love for them. And we started collecting them, but we primarily were only collecting the Star Wars sets. And to be honest, this was a few years ago now, they were not focusing on all of the adult sets that they are now. So really the Star Wars sets were probably the ones that would have been of most interest to adults, I guess, during that time. Let's see. Oh, it's pretty good. Now they have so many different sets that... Oh, almost threw that piece. I about had a huge crash. The cat was coming in. I was like, oh my goodness, it's going to jump over here and just everything's going to go flying. Now they have so many adult sets, man. You could just drain your bank account and still not get everything awesome out there. I fell in love with this droid. Let's see, he was in Rogue One first, wasn't he? He's so funny. I was so excited when they put him in to Andor. Kind of doing the same thing again here. We've just put this red one on the other side. Oh, wait. Don't forget that piece. There's quite a few of these figures that I am needing to still collect. I don't have the Ewok. And, oh gosh, what have they come out with? I think BB-8? I'm a bit behind. I really love them. And when you start collecting them and putting them together, like on a display, they look so cool. Matt he hasn't been into them as much, although he got his little gremlin and he has it sitting on his desk and it's so funny. It's actually the cutest little guy sitting there. Let's see, another one of these under here. All right, 2 of these, but I started collecting them. I can't even remember the first one I got. And some people were, they didn't like Chewie for certain reasons or this, that, or the other. But, I think it's amazing how they're able to create these, and they really do look really awesome. Kind of all set up together as a family. I do have one problem. I have C-3PO, but then I have the older, larger R2-D2. Okay, what are they having us do here? Okay, we're going to need to turn this around. It goes in like that. Oh, that's cool. Very nice. All right, turn it this way. I'm like, how are they doing that? Because I had to turn it. This will kind of help secure those together. Oh my goodness. All right. Oops. Oh my. That's what I was worried about. All right, I just botched the job here. Just a second. I forgot. Let's see if I can push this down. It's rather delicate. I think those will help. I forgot those little pieces right there. There we go. That makes it more stable. I wonder if we're working on the base. For some reason, I thought we were working on his middle, but I don't think we are. I can't even remember what I was talking about. That got me all flustered. But you know what we had? We had the original collector's Death Star. That big one that was basically just a hollow sphere with just the plating on the outside. We got rid of it. When we moved, we decided that we were gonna, cut down on the collection a little bit because we were moving into a smaller place. That was the stupidest decision. But the only thing that makes me okay with it is that we actually gave it to someone that probably loved Star Wars more than we do. How is that possible? I don't know, and so it makes me happy that it went to a good home, so I'm okay with that. But sometimes I'm like, I would have liked to have still had that. I had to do that again. I didn't even pay attention to the fact that it said ×2 up there. Which way do you go? This way. I was so busy over the past few months that I haven't taken the time to really sit down and kind of enjoy watching a movie. And for some reason, I got the idea. I was like, I really want to go back through like series. You have the Star Wars series, and you've got the Lord of the Rings, and you've got all the Mission Impossibles, and Transformers. And I mean, there's a lot of movies out there that have a lot of sequels to them, and that would be fun to start and just be able to kind of. You're going on these ends. Both of you. Just kind of enjoy, because sometimes it's fun when you watch them all. Oops. Before I was supposed to put that on, I was supposed to put these on, but that's okay. We can do it now. Where do you go? Oh, up here. These on first. I'm doing this all out of order. As long as the pieces get on, that's what matters, right? And then you put it together, and then you put these on. That's a nice stand. I like that. All right, back to time to make a leg. All right, it looks like just one. I have a feeling that I went on about this in a previous video. But talking about watching all the movies in order, there's something special about kind of, got distracted there for a second. Could not figure out if I did that right. There's something special about watching, especially if the stories build on each other. And I think if you had a series that didn't build on each other, it wouldn't be quite so impactful. But there we go. We need this one. We need to put a little one plate in there. It just, I don't know, it makes it, you really get involved with the story. But there is one series you just shouldn't do that to yourself, and that is the Daniel Craig Bond series. Don't do it. Just don't do it to yourself. My daughter hadn't seen them. And my son and I don't know, a couple Christmases ago, we decided, how have you not seen these? And he was getting ready to go back to school. in a few days. And so he came up with a brilliant plan. I'm trying to figure out if this goes like this. I think it does. It goes underneath here. Yeah, that's kind of weird. We were going to watch all of them before he had to go back. And we had to cram him in not that many days. I can't remember how many days we had left, but so we start watching them. That storyline and what ends up happening there is, it'll just rip your heart right out. I don't care for crying, especially in public. I avoid it if I can. I didn't even care. By the time we got to that last movie, didn't even care. I was crying so hard. And it was worse because we'd watched them all in a row. So you really got very attached to the character and his storyline. I have these really long ones. But, oh, here it is. I need a shorter one. All right, let me see here. It's kind of an interesting way of doing something. But I haven't started any series yet because I couldn't quite figure out what I wanted to start first. I was bouncing all over the place, and of course the Olympics are coming up, and I'm going to be rather obsessed with those. Oh, okay, look at this. It's a leg. How nice. But I'm beginning to think I might just need to do Star Wars first. This guy's getting me pretty excited about it. But there is so many. I don't know how you'd pick what was going to be included or not. And a lot of different people have a lot of opinions on what should be included with the original trilogy. Let's see, one of these down here. Okay, yes, I did. I got everything. Let me see. It's not this plate. It's not the rounded one. Oh, here it is. It's hiding. That made a nice click. Let's see here. Interesting how they're working. Almost feel like you're working on the back side of the brick here. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's the rounded kind. All black pieces, it feels like. Where are you? Here you are. That down there, and then we need another. Oh, I like these pieces. They're like the cheese slope, but they're like long versus wide. Those are special pieces. All right. We're going to grab our base here. Turn it around so the orange is in the back. And orange goes to orange and red goes to red. And it looks like we're using the third red hole right in the middle. Not the third. Sorry, the middle one. That didn't make any sense at all. Out of the 3 holes, we're going to do the middle one. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Something. I thought maybe they just have us do another leg bottom, but they're going to keep going. All right, let me see here. This goes through the middle. Ah, that's going to be a long way to push that. These guys are tight. Keep going, all the way down. That was fun. I never know when I get into a set whether it's going to end up being like a really enjoyable set or a stressful set, or because some sets can kind of really be challenging You know, that's a pretty cool thing about it, is like there are so many levels. Something feels wrong here. Something is wrong here. You have to turn this guy the right way so that he goes through this pin down here. Because you can put him in this way, where this little line in the middle of this piece is straight up and down. It doesn't work. You got to put it where this line's going straight across. And then he'll be able to snap into that pin too. And I have a feeling, let's double check this, because we have a pin up here that, yeah, he'll need to be straight across there too. All right, and then these will slide in no matter which way. I'm going to hide the logo. Did you know that there is the Lego logo on every single brick? And do you know how hard it is to find them on some? It is really hard to find them on some of them. I was sorting bricks and really wanted to check, and I think I got curious to find them, like on these little pins. It's there. You literally have to get a microscope sometimes, like, or a magnifying glass, and look for it. I think they're on those pins. The red ones were really tricky to ever find them. If you want to know if you have a true, authentic Lego brick, you can find out. It's on there. All right, let me push this piece in. My goodness. That was complicated. It was fun, but it was complicated. All right, put that down for a second. I have a feeling we're getting ready to push a rod through this. They don't want him going anywhere. They're making him very secure. Which is nice, because that would be the most frustrating experience, to have something that stands tall like this and then it be crashing. All right, these go down here. Oh, that's where those long ones go. These are special. I don't see very many of these that have 6 across the side. Two of these, and they go on either side, like so. Oh, that's a beautiful piece. Okay, interesting. Interesting the way they are in the back, how they kind of have all these different levels to them. Oh, and then we get to put these guys on. So this is nice. This is a nice texture difference. This is very smooth and glossy. And these have like a, I don't know, some grip to them. All right, I'll pour those on. And this guy, where does he go? Let's see. Might work backwards actually. This goes here. And this goes here. Yeah, okay. Makes more sense. Oh my goodness. We've built up his whole leg, I think. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. All right. So, you got your little gray circles here. They go this way, and the back side of this faces you. And then, oh, push. Oh, it went in easier than I thought. It like fought me a little to start with, went in real fast, and then fought me at the end, because the starting ones had the little X holes. All right, we're gonna put this guy up here. This is the inside of the leg, so this would be the outside that is more visible. This goes on like that. He's really tall. Oh my goodness, he's much taller than I thought he was gonna be. If that's just his leg, how tall is he gonna be? Alright, we're already on bag 3. And this is going to feel pretty familiar, I think. Except we're going to do everything the mirror image, so it's going to feel a bit reversed. So we can make his leg. For the other side, let me see. I can't see. Lost a piece. There it is. It's hiding, hiding, hiding. All right. What am I missing? Oh, I got it all in there. So many black pieces. My eyes take forever to find them. Well, it doesn't have to be just black. It can be any of the same color all in a pile. Here you are. It was really hiding. Put you down there. Put that little one plate in there. Wait, we need another one of these first. This is what was confusing. It goes underneath. Remember that now. I found out last night that Lego announced that they're going to be releasing a Pooh Bear figure in March, and I completely freaked out. Pooh Bear has always been a huge favorite of mine. And oh my goodness, it looks pretty cool. There's a couple things on it that look a little interesting. His belly looks a little, I don't know, incomplete or something, but I think it's because it opens up or something. I'm not sure. I'm pretty excited though. I hope to be able to pick that guy up. All right, put this underneath here. And then, oh, here we go. And we need, I just saw him when I was looking for the other one. Here you are. Wait a minute. Oh no, it goes this way, because then this goes right here. This little foot down here. All right, now I'm going to flip it over this way. Oh, sometimes it's really hard to get those to go in. I'm not sure why. They can be tricky. Make sure you get the right one here, because there's also a cheese slope that is not wide but long. What am I missing? Oh. Another one of these. They look like the gold bars, but this is an onyx bar. All right. That goes there. Now, where are you going? Oh. Goes down here. Like that. Funny thing is that even though we just made one, it just kind of feels like I'm still trying to figure out exactly where everything's supposed to go here. Now here's where that other long cheese slope goes. All right. And then, once again, the middle of the red. So red goes to red and orange goes to orange. And we did actually... Wait a minute. This is important. That does not go there. Oh, great. Okay. This needs to go like that. I about put that in wrong. Well, actually, I did put that in wrong. I'm glad I caught the mistake right away, though. And this goes through the middle. I tried to put the other one through the middle. Oh, that's tight. Oh. Push, push, push. Okay. Another one of these. And it goes up here on the top. And then the pin goes on the other side. That's right. All right, now we know that these need to have a horizontal line in the middle there so that they'll snap into the pin back there that we put in. There we go. Okay. Couple more pins in here. Oops. My hands are slippery today. And so dry. I'm constantly having to put lotion on them. Oh wait, we need to put this on first. And then this goes in. But it makes my hands slippery, so I have a harder time than building sometimes. Fill it up with orange pieces. Reminds me of some sort of orange sherbet. Just had the funniest thing happen. My husband texted me and he said, "Package is getting delivered." Huh? And right after he said that, the dog started freaking out. Well, actually, well, he is still freaking out because he's just sure that that package has a toy for him in it, which it does not. But he's pretty confident it should, at least. But the dog started freaking out, and I'm like, how in the world did he know there was a package being delivered? It was weird. Because he got an alert on his phone. The day and age we live in. These here. I'm going to have to go show Wally that there's not anything in there for him. He gets so disappointed when packages don't contain squeaky toys. Such a sad day for a puppy. I'm pretty sure he's one of the most spoiled Cocker Spaniels on the planet. And that would be my fault. All right, now. All right. This goes here. And this goes this way. Something's not feeling right. Well, that was never gonna work. I'm like, why isn't it going in the hole? Some days I really question my sanity and intelligence. There we go. You have to put it in the other end. All right. So this is gonna go right up here on top of this. He has very tall legs. All right, bag 4. I'm curious as to how they're going to make his arms. Because they feel like they're kind of thin looking. When you watch him on the screen. Skinny little arms. We've got little joints there, or not joints, but like hinges. That's the word. All right, so these next two are actually going to hang off. Another piece goes flying. March is not going to be a good month for me at the Lego store because they have, if I'm correct on this, they have Sauron's helmet. Is that coming out in March or did I hear that wrong? It's coming out sometime. And then they have the Pooh Bear stuff. Pooh Bear in one set and then the little piglet in another. Which I can't figure out if I like the piglet or not. I might have to see it. All right, I'm looking for this, and then here we go. think we're making his abdomen. See, this one goes here, this one goes here. Our weather people, meteorologists in the area, have informed us that the snowstorm, we are at the level where we must now go get our milk and bread. So funny when they do that. Okay, so that doesn't actually close all the way. Kind of stays open like that. That's cool. We're going to make another one. We're supposed to get anywhere between 2 and 7 inches. It depends on where you are. It depends on if there's a dry pocket of air over you. You might get none. I think the general consensus is that everybody will at least see an inch. You could see more. I remember living in the mountains in Colorado. The only thing that mattered is if we were going to get at least a foot. If we weren't going to get a foot, we didn't care. And now it's like, there might be an inch. Stay home. Roads are shutting down. Which I actually get it. They're just not equipped for keeping up with the roads, and it is dangerous. And I respect that. But it's still funny. All right, we're going to slide this one on now. Okay, so first I'm going to make this, and then, oh, okay, this is going to go in that. That's interesting. Those two should line up where a hole, something can go through them. Right, so now we're going to slide this into here. Your gray one will go in before your yellow one. A little bit of technique work here. My struggle. I'm getting better at it though. Okay. Put one of these little, I don't know what they are. Kind of like a little nut. Lego nut. Oh, shoot. I was supposed to put this on first. There we go. And then put this on. Okay, now 2 of these are needed. So that one goes in first, and then this one goes in the opposite way. That's not right. No, that's not right. I told you this stuff was my struggle. Goes like that. Okay. I'm going to flip that back around so doing this the right way. Got a complicated middle. A bright yellow piece in the middle of all that black. And gray. Let's see, I'm going to put the 2 of these together. Pieces. He's a droid, so he can look like he was built. It's much harder to create something that looks like it's supposed to be a, you know, like an animal or a natural thing. He can look mechanical. Number 1, we need sticker number 1. Let's see how my bent stickers are going to work. See if we can get this on there right. The most nerve-wracking moment of any build. Can I put a sticker on straight? Oh, that worked nicely. I am not always that lucky. All right, let's see. Funny little thing we're making. All right, let's make sure we're holding this right. It's supposed to go like that. than on the end down there. It's a little fiddly. All right, turn it around. We're going to do the exact same thing, just on the opposite side, if I can find the pieces. Good luck getting those to go on perfectly straight, right? Okay, so I'm doing it from the back side now, but essentially it's the same thing, just kind of in reverse. And then, oh my goodness, everything's slipping everywhere. This is kind of cool how they're going to join this together. All right, make sure your hinge is opening that way. It's going to go up here, and then it also needs to attach there. So that just made that secure. That was cool. That was very cool. So we're going to do the same thing over here. Connect those two. And two of these, they'll go on the top. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm going to put a couple different styles of cheese slopes up here. I can do that again. Couldn't find that piece for a second. And then they both sit so the longer cheese slope goes down towards the bottom here. Oh, that popped up a little bit. So put that there, and then, oh, okay. Like, I'm not sure how they're doing this. Those two together, and then it goes here. So there's like a little gap there, that's okay. It's okay. Those two together. This probably helps secure that even just a little bit more. And makes for a stylish covering. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. Give us some extra pieces, I think. Oh, yep. Okay, so we are now going to attach it. So you have your red rods here, and then these little contraptions that we made on the side. Okay, how are they going to go in? You can kind of swivel the leg here so that they line up. Oops, push the leg up. Oh, crash everything on my desk. All right. Yeah, he's got his abdomen on. I had to take a couple of days off because I had people in the house. Well, more than usual. Our daughter came home to actually ride out the snowstorm with us. She, let me see. Yeah, I did that right. She goes to school pretty close to us, actually, and so she ended up coming home and just hanging out with us for the weekend. Oops, just dropped a piece. And so she was here, and then Matt ended up, of course, being here on the weekend, but then he also had to work from home. Need 2 of those for a couple of days because the roads were so icy. We got somewhere between 8 and 11 inches. They said we got 11 inches here, but we only could measure 8. But for here, it doesn't matter. 8 or 11, that's a lot. It kind of shuts everything down. They don't really have the snow plows to be able to handle it, so everybody just stays stuck at home until it kind of melts. But I wasn't able to film because, well, there's a lot of people everywhere. Makes it a little bit more difficult. Let's see. So I'm excited to get back. We made it through the snowstorm. And then, just like the weird southern weather we have, we still have snow all over the ground, and we're getting rain tomorrow. Okay. That's just weird. Let's see. Let's put this upside down and in there. All of our pretty snow will get melted away, and everything is going to get really muddy. And I am not looking forward to that with the dogs. Now, we need another one of those, but I'm not... Oh, here we go. Wasn't seeing it at first. Let's see. Our dogs and our new neighbor's dogs like to cause a bit of a ruckus. Well, our little miniature schnauzer is rather feisty and feels like she has to guard her fence line, which is not a good thing. And we've been trying to figure out how to deal with it. We talked to a behaviorist, and they said that is actually the hardest thing to train out of a dog. Great. Thanks. So I've been trying to work with her, and we are having some progress, but she still just has to, run that fence line and just let the other dogs know that she is not happy that they're there, which is kind of funny because they're bigger dogs than she is, and they just look at her. They find it really humorous that this tiny little thing is just laying into them. Oops. Those are kind of hard to put on. Not sure why. It's just kind of the way they're fitting in there. There we go. I'm guessing we're making his middle because we have this joint in here that I'm sure is going to go on top of what we just built. Let's see here. But she just runs up and down, and if it's muddy out there, this girl does not mind getting muddy. Now, where does this go? Oh, turn it upside down. I can't even see it on the picture. That's a tight fit in there. There we go. She will get herself so muddy that I have to literally bring her in. I'm going to flip it this way and stick her right in a bathtub. And now Wally is starting to do the same thing along with her. He thinks it's fun. Let's run and chase the other dogs. And then they both come in. And his paws are really big and thick. His back paws aren't. It's kind of funny, but his front paws are. Orange, that's what I'm looking for. A really dark orange. And so they really have a lot of fur and space there to get really messy. Might have to end up walking him a bit on a leash until the mud gets better. Doing a lot in this middle part, aren't we? Let's see. Okay, I'm confused. No, that goes there. And this goes on top of it. So don't cover up that hole because you have to put a pin in. And then I'm going to do the opposite on this other side. Let me see. What do I need here? Another blue one. That's what I need. Okay. And a pin. Now I wonder what these pins are going to be used for. Because you're not really going to be able to slide anything in there with them looking like that. Well, just going to have to find out, I guess. All right. lost that piece there. So oh, look at that. We're stacking them up, but there's 2 pins in a row here. Okay, we're going to do that again on the other side. So it was just double points weekend. I don't know if any of you guys are do the insider points. Is that what they're still called, or did they change the name of that with Lego? I did not pick anything up. I wanted to, but I didn't. Let's see. Nope, we're still on this one. I thought they had turned it. But man, if you aren't on the Insiders program, oh, you do put something in there. Put these in there. I didn't think anything could slide in, but it does. Because if you purchase from either in the store or on Lego.com, you can really rack up the points, and then that does not want to go in. They really give a great reward back to you. You can just keep racking up those points and then end up getting a whole set for essentially free when you cash in your points, basically. It's really awesome. Really enjoy doing it when they have double point, weekends or times. Then it's really, really awesome. So I hope some of you guys were able to snag some extra points this past weekend. A lot of places have, you can sign up and be a part of their little, program that they have in their store. But I don't know, I never really feel like you really benefit that much from them. But with Lego, you do. I feel like they really give back to their people, their fans. So that just covers that up. It's not, oops. Kind of cover up the hole with that. And one more. There we go. I'm working hard to try to figure out exactly where they're seeing. There's so much going on here that it's actually... Sorry, that didn't quite make sense. Working on looking for exactly where they're putting things. My brain was all muddled. There we go. There's so much going on here and so many different colors that you have to really kind of look at the instruction book for a second to figure out exactly where you're even working. It goes there. So there's a lot going on here. Now, this is confusing. I can't put that little black piece on because I need to put that on first, and then this goes on, because it's all got to be at the same level for this to go on. There we go. This has been a complicated little thing, hasn't it? Let's see here. Almost done with the bag. I don't think there's that many more. I've forgotten how many bags there are now. Oh, he's a little tight. We had an issue happening in the house. It started, I guess, yesterday. We were all just kind of hanging around doing our thing. And we all of a sudden heard this crash, kind of like a sliding and then a crash. And we were like, kind of freaked the dogs out. And we're like, is it snow sliding off the roof? But it didn't quite make sense. So I actually went outside and did a little bit of investigating and found out that turn this up like this. Found out that, of course, it had done most of the snowing on Saturday, and then on Sunday, it had started to melt. You know, the sun came out. And then, of course, it would refreeze immediately as the sun went down because it was so cold. Well, we developed these really, really, really long icicles hanging off the roof in the front. Well, as they started to melt the second day, let's see, let's turn this back up like this so the joint's facing up. And it goes like this, okay? And then, how are you going in there? Oh, like that, okay. That doesn't quite make sense. What did I forget? I forgot this in here. Now it makes sense. As they started to melt, they would actually, or as the sun started warming everything up, the icicles would start to kind of melt from the roof and they would break off. So a huge icicle would break off and then it would come crashing down onto the small little roof that's hanging over our front porch. And so what we'd hear is that icicle crack off and then land. And it was pretty crazy. It was loud too. All right, turn that over. I haven't heard as much of it today, so I think we've taken care of most of the ice. Okay, now flip that back around. This is very interesting. It goes like that, I think. Okay, that's different. Definitely doing some different techniques here. Fun. All right, so I think I'm going to turn it up like that. Yep. And it'll hook them like that. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Just reversed imaging here. Right? Get it facing the right way. Figure out which way to turn it. All right, let me see here. Oh my. All right, so it's going to slide into here. And it looks like we're going to put the gray rod through the top. So it goes through those blue. And then inside of this piece, we have some orange X's and then a blue circle down here. And then we're going to work through those. And then the outside, so you really got to kind of line it up right. Once you get it in there, it should slide right through. And then this goes into the bottom one. The brown one goes in the bottom. Like I said, you got to line it up. Because those orange pieces right there have the little crosses in them. All right, so I'm going to make sure that this piece is extra because they've given us some nice extra pieces here. I just want to make sure, but otherwise, bag 6. Oh, big bag. All right, let's see here. I need to make 2 of these. If I can find all the pieces, I need some. Ah, tile. There they are. Okay. I can't find the tile. So now I've been telling you that I've been working up in my mock building room. Where do you go? Down here. And I had a whole bunch of pieces I was having to sort into the buckets of individual pieces. I got them all sectioned off and then put into their appropriate buckets. Okay, sticker number 3. But now I'm trying to sort every single piece type down and break it down by color also. It's a really big job to do. But right there at the end, when I had a few pieces left over and I was trying to find where I had these pieces at. And I have so many buckets up there because there is a lot of pieces. If you just look here and you count how many different kind of pieces there are so many different Lego bricks. And when you're trying to actually separate them out completely individually, it's a lot, let me tell you. So I have a lot of little buckets, a lot of big buckets going on. Let's see, this goes right here and snaps in. Nice. And so I could not find this one piece. I'm like, I know I have it in here somewhere, but I can't find where I put it. And I kept looking and looking, and I was getting so frustrated. And my daughter ended up having mercy and coming up and trying to help me find it, and she couldn't find it. And I'm like, I know I have this piece, but I seem to have lost it, and it was driving me completely insane. I finally literally had to just put it to the side and be like, well, I guess I'm going to have to just find it as I'm breaking everything down by color. All right, number 2. And oh yeah, okay. I was like, I grabbed number 3, but I didn't. 3 was right beneath it. So this is number 2. I'm a little concerned because the corner of my sticker here was bent when the sheet came out bent, but I think it'll still, yeah, it still goes down pretty good. I don't think it should pop up. Oh, and this goes in the middle here. Okay. Let me see. But this was one piece I could not find. I'm like, I have a bunch of these pieces and I can't find what little bucket I put them in. It's so funny seeing that piece now. I did finally find those pieces. I haven't found the other piece I was looking for. Let's see, we want to put it that way and that way. And part of it is that I don't necessarily remember exactly how I organized, like where would this piece have gone? When I organized this section, where would my brain have put this piece? Because I think it should be in this section and it's not. So then it's like, well, then where did I put it? And it's just kind of trying to think through my own logic sometimes makes me go a little insane. And I realize I need to come up with a better plan. Am I looking for? Yeah, they are missing. Here we go. Here's one of them. I'm gonna need another one. Oh my goodness, he was hiding like this, and I could not see him. Found him. That took me a while, actually. But I actually do have a plan now that I think actually might be helpful. And I've started with, one of the problems that I was having was, this goes up on top of here, is I was putting small pieces in one area of the organization, and then I need 2 of those. These are fun little things. A little minifigure can hold them. And then in another area, I was putting pieces that either were bigger or had a lot more of. And so when I was trying to find a piece, I would have to go to both different sections of the organization, figure out which area I put it in. We're going to cover up his little computer in there. That's where he does his thinking, I guess. Okay. And so I'm happy to get smarter because I'm like, you can't do that. You're going to have to put the same type of pieces together. Big or small, a whole bunch of them or not so much. And so the first section I'm working on is actually, no, we need the reverse of that. Okay, let me see here. Yeah. I'm actually working with this piece right here. This goes on this side. This is very confusing. I think it goes up like that. That's really cool. It's this piece right here. So it's a brick that has a stud on the front of it. So you always have them on the tops, right? But this one has one on the front. And there's actually a whole lot of bricks that actually have that with the brick on the front, or the stud on the front. And so I'm finding all of those, every group of pieces that I have that has an additional stud on the front, and I'm putting all of those together. And it's crazy how many there are, different styles. Because you have them in flat pieces, and then in full brick sizes, and even in like 2/3. Here we go, looking for that piece. Oh, fun. How exactly are you fitting? You're just fitting in there? It's not attaching to anything, they just got it going in there. Okay. I'm guessing it's supposed to squeeze in there. That's kind of weird. I'm worried that I'm doing something wrong because it's just going to fall out, and then it tells me to go work on the other side, and I'm like, I don't know if though. Ow! So these things down here that we put in, they have this little bar across the top. If yours is falling out, adjust them. And then if you put them just right, it doesn't fall out. That's crazy. Okay. I'm sure that they're going to put something on top of that makes it much more stable, but number 4. Sticker number 4. So we'll see. I was telling my son about it. He called me today. They laugh at me because they're like, you'll change it and then you won't like it and then you'll change your organization again. And he said, how many times are you going to change it? And I'm like, until it's perfect, son, until it's perfect. But I was telling him what I was doing, and he's like, yeah, that's pattern recognition. Finding something very similar with them and then grouping them all based on that. So that's kind of my next plan here. We'll see if it works. See if it makes me less frustrated when I have to find a piece. There we go. And then, oh, no. Make sure you leave a hole down here with the stud visible. Okay. So then this goes on top of here. He's a fancy middle. He has a fancy complicated middle. Oops. Go. And that goes up here too. Oh, that one tried to pop off. I am making my list of everything that I want to try to watch in the Winter Olympics coming up. I need 2 of those. I actually love curling, and it's starting actually tomorrow, which I'm really excited about. It's starting before the opening ceremonies. So I'm excited about that. Okay, this goes right over the top of those other gray ones we put in. Excited to see all the countries do well. All right, this goes up here. Putting all kinds of coverings on him. Right. I think, oh, that's going to be a pain. It's got to be spun right. So they come up like that. Okay. Go ahead and do the other one of these. I think it said 2. Yeah. Okay, so one of them is on the plate, but the other one isn't. It's just down here on a lower level. You know, if you have them on there wrong and they won't turn for you, bend it up like that, and then they turn real easy. But if you do it this way, you can't get them to turn. But if you do that, they'll turn. And you can get them in the right position. Okay, let me see here. He's a fancy droid. I love... No, that doesn't work. What piece? This piece. I do not remember ever having used that piece before. Is this piece new? That is so cool. I mean, they're like on the ends of chains. So if you have a chain, it'll have that on the end and then the chain's attached to this, but I've never seen them separate before. Love that. All right. This to the side. Okay. A whole lot of stuff going on here. So flip this over like that. Flip it up. Put these on. I wonder what part this is. Okay, I've done this kind of trick before. You put your little cheese slips on these. 4 of them. And then they attach in here. Snap into that little circle thing we put in. Kind of looks like a steering wheel. Nice. Isn't that cool? Oh, fun. Okay. Gotta put this on. Oh my. That. I think we're going to do this again too because we have another one. Put this little ball on the... Oh, that's tight. Oh, that was hard to do. Push this through the middle. I'll bet you this is where his arms are connecting. That's probably the joint for his arm. Yep. All right. So this is going to go into here. Wait. Okay. So this little piece goes up. All right. Bet you this is the front side too. That's looking really cool, isn't it? Very nice. Yeah, we're going to do that all over again for his other side of his arm. And then we'll probably, let's see, we'll have his arms and his head left probably after this. Just cruising through him. This helps give us an idea of where it's supposed to go. Flip it over like that. So what do you guys think about him so far? He is really awesome, isn't he? Okay, that goes in the middle. And then we're going to need to make more of these. keep wanting to put the thicker part of the cheese slope away from the little claw here. But it's supposed to go right up next to it. I'm sure that I knew this, that these go on to this piece for some reason. I'm like, oh, that's the coolest ever. All right, here we go. It's gonna be really tight again. Oh, kind of hurt your hands to do that. All right, now make sure that little black slopey part's facing up. Really nice. I think this is one of the most impressive coverings to something that I've seen. You should make a lot of figures that have these coverings, but this is cool, and that thing staying in there like that is amazing. All right, bag 7. Oh, wait. We have to attach this on. All right, so you've got your red little joint in there, and you have your ball right here. I guess that's a socket in there. And snap. Yeah, nope, didn't snap. There we go, snapped that time. Oh, and he can move. Oh, that's really cool. Love it. And he's getting really tall. So I haven't seen this piece before. Doesn't mean it's new, it's just I haven't come across it, and that's really cool. Now, I'm happy with myself because I did spot on this page that it says to make this 2 times. And so what I like to do is before I even turn the page, I just go ahead and start repeating everything. So I've got the same thing that happens. And that way I don't have to flip the book, go all the way back to where I was and start over again. It's not really that big of a deal to go backwards. It's just, I find it more efficient. And I'm kind of obsessed with finding efficiency in things. I'm going to go ahead and do that again over here. Oops. That didn't go on right. So it looks like we're making his arms. There's not much left to him. Okay, this is where they're going to use the new piece, and it looks like we're going to have to snap this on. Come on, little guy. There we go. And then they put a blue pin in the end. That goes in there. So that joint allows this movement and this movement. That's nice. That's very nice. Okay. Here we go. Could not find that piece. These really go in there very snugly. Really want to make sure you're getting them in there nice and snug too. I did not do that right. It goes like that. Wow. So they're using these are used for wheels. But they also can do a lot of other cool things with them. So this is interesting. It looks like we're going to put another one on there and then this on. Those are pieces you would not normally put together in that way, but look at what it makes. That is so cool. All right, let me see here. We're going to do that again because we're going to need another one. Wait, yes, correct. Then this piece, and then, where are you? It's all black here. Hunt down the black piece. So we have 2 of those. Keep holding this one. Put this on, and then it goes into there. We have a nice arm, don't we? Okay. Wait, where's my other piece? It's right here. I could not find it. I'm like, I'm going insane. Okay, here we go. Now, let's bring him down here. So we're going to attach This can be kind of tricky. Fitting those in those balls. I find the ones that they don't have a complete circle to them. They're just round on the edges and flat on the ends. They can be harder to get these joints into, and I don't know exactly why. Maybe it's because you can only really work at it from one angle. Well, he's looking fabulous, isn't he? All right, so I'm going to actually work with him down here like this. It's sometimes easier than working with him when he's standing up tall, because he is really tall. So they've done this, and then they've, let's see. They put it on like that. That looks about right. They're just kind of covering up these joints, I think. And we're probably going to do the same thing to the other side. So it looks like that. I wonder... Yeah, let's see. Put a tile down here. Oh, we get to put a sticker on. Okay. So we need sticker number 7, they say, which is kind of interesting because it looks like 6 and 7 are the same sticker, but they've given them different numbers, so there must be something slightly different about them. And this goes on up. Oh, wait. Put this on first. And then it goes up on top of here. So it just kind of covers up his little shoulder there. That's awesome. Oh, we're not done yet. Okay, how do they do this? Hard to see. It's all black. Okay, goes like that. You have to know which way to put these guys because they're not going in this bottom hole, which is what you would normally use. You use that one. This one in this recessed area to go in the side there. Let's see if we can get this other side done. Okay. So that goes there. Gotta tell you, I'm really excited because Matt brought me home a set. He brought me home the Dalmatian. And I have been wanting this set for a long time, and I haven't been able to pick it up. And I was so tickled and so blessed when he brought it home, and I cannot wait to build it next because I love dogs. And I don't know how they managed to make a set look that cute. Like, his face looks so cute, but they managed it, and it's just probably one of the cutest Lego sets I've ever seen as far as a figure. So I'm really excited to build it. And very tickled. I was actually going to go back and do an older set that I have that I'm afraid is going to be retiring soon. I have the Starry Night. And I'm still going to get to it, but I'm going to have to take a little detour there before I do and work on this puppy. Because I don't think I can wait to build him. Okay, so we're making his hand. We're going to use these little claws. Claws, horns, they can be used in a lot of different ways, or fingers. Although they can be kind of tricky to get in. Especially when your fingers decide to not work with its fingers. Okay. Oh, that's nice. The thumb placement is kind of interesting to me, because that's just like not natural. Maybe it is for a droid. All right, number 5. Oops. So there's this curved part to this sticker. It's got a little curved line in it. They have that pointing towards the fingers. There we go. All right. I think it's this side. I'm just going to pop that into that joint. Isn't that a cute little hand? I'm going to do his other hand. And then we'll be moving on to the next bag, the last bag. Got his little head to make. He was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed making him. But he's really tall, and I'm actually kind of worried because the place I was going to put him, I'm worried it might not have a tall enough opening to it, so I'm going to have to look and see. That really is tight to go in there. There we go. Okay, last sticker. Okay, Windows trying to fight me a little bit. All right, so he can move this way. It's kind of funny. All right, let's put his head on. I love these plaques. In all the collectors, kind of figures or ships, they're so cool, and I really enjoy being able to set them up beside them. That one's really nice. All right, and look, guys. It's a little baby version. He's awesome. He doesn't tell me to put him together, so I'm going to try to be a good girl and not. I'm looking for these little dark gray ones. I'll put those in there. All right. Now what do you want us to do? Making his little head, which it's very small in comparison to the rest of him, so I can't find this piece. You're hiding. This is definitely my struggle. When you give me all of the same color, my brain goes blank. Okay, so it says to flip it, and I'm assuming we're putting it right over the top of the gray ones. It doesn't really show otherwise. We're going to hope that that's correct. Let's see. That is not the right one. There we go. We need the long side to be up against the edges there. All right. Still struggling. Where did you go? Here we go. I found it. I don't know what these pieces are called, but I love them. And they have so many different uses that they are really cool to be able to build with. Oh, this is this is complicated. All right, let's try to keep up with what they're doing here. There is a lot going on. Make sure everything's facing the right way. That's not the correct angle. This is, and it goes up here on this gray part. And then they're flipping it around like that. Putting the pin in that way. Interesting. Okay. Now they're saying it's supposed to go in this center hole right there. Okay. We're going to have to do that all over again, aren't we? But first, they are putting this together. That, and then putting it, I'm guessing it goes in the center hole. So the green stud goes in the center hole there. There we go. All right, we got this. Of course, they're going to have to do this all over again now. I kind of am catching what they're doing. It was a little tricky there. I was confused. And it's all about flipping the pieces in the right way, too. Okay, so then it goes this way and goes in here. I think Teddy sees a FedEx truck and she's just not happy about it. All right, let's see here. It's just hard being a puppy, you know, and you gotta guard the house and keep everybody safe, and she just is not convinced that I can handle it. So she has to make sure she does her best to keep up with everything. I'm not going to go in that way. All right. Well, these pieces are fun. I go in like that. Try to get them to spin right, because I have a feeling they're going to connect to something. Oh, so there's 2 of these stacked on top of each other. Okay. So those gray rods, we've got these black clasp, and we're going to just pop those in together. Wow, we just made a head. That was crazy. That was incredible. The design work there is exceptional. That is just a very unique way of putting them in, and I'm very impressed. All right, let's see, flip it over. We're going to put this here. And then, let's see. We need this and this. Put this on here. Okay. All right. So his head goes in here. Pop that in. Wow. Oh, he's looking at us. That is so cool. All right, it's his little sign. Tells us all about him, and then we are done. Oh, I'm so glad that I got him. I actually got him for Christmas. I was very tickled. I actually got him for my son. So I was like, well, he needs him. He needs him in his collection. Even though he doesn't normally collect these kind of figures, he prefers the ships more so. I was like, yeah, but he really likes this guy. And he actually really enjoyed building him. And then Matt surprised me with, I got him as a gift too. So that was special. All right. Let's try to bend that. And then we're going to make him in his mini version. That's the best thing, is that you get 2 of them here. That's really tight. That is a tight fit. Okay, give him his arms. Give us a bunch of extra arms and a lot of extra pieces. This has a printed, his symbol right here on the side of it, and that is incredible, and I've never seen that done on a droid. That is really amazing. All right, he goes right here. Wow. Oh my goodness, I am really impressed with him. Okay, he is just as tall as can be, and it's hard to get a full shot of him. He is amazing. Look at this, he just keeps going. I had a lot of fun building him, and I'm so glad that you were here to build with me, and I will see you again very soon.